Bro, you're not gonna believe this asterisk T. My own stepdad tried to give away my master suite in a condo I fully paid for to his golden boy. A year ago, I bought this gorgeous downtown condo in Austin. Top floor, big windows, skyline views, and yeah, a walk-in closet that could swallow my old bedroom whole. It was my reward for grinding 5 years straight in tech, selling a fintech app to Chase, and crawling out of a hellhole of debt burnout and a toxic breakup with my ex. I was finally breathing, finally building something for me. But then my mom called. She'd just retired. Wanted a change of scenery. We're thinking of moving closer to the city, she said. Not just her new husband Gary too. The ex-cop old school dude who always thought I was too soft because I drank oat milk and ran startups instead of working with my hands. Still, it's my mom. She did so much for me growing up. Paid for my first laptop. Covered groceries when I couldn't. Slept on the hospital floor when I cracked my skull in a bike crash. So I said, come live with me for a while. No rent, just be chill. Big mistake. At first, things were fine. I worked remote from my office, one of the bedrooms they binge-watched Blue Bloods, and we sort of coexisted. I still covered everything, mortgage, utilities, groceries, the damn HOA fees that cost more than some people's rent. I didn't mind. I was making good money. It felt fair. Until last week. Last week, the bomb drop. It's Tuesday. I'm trying to finish a pitch deck for this real estate platform I'm angel investing in. Mom knocks on my door, says she wants to talk. I pause Spotify. Yeah. She sits on the edge of my bed like she's about to drop some big family secret. So, Jason and Brittany are thinking of coming to Austin. I blink. Jason, her stepson, Gary's golden child. Former college football player, now full-time screw-up. Had a DUI last year. Brittany is his TikTok girlfriend who sells herbal belly rubs and just found out she's pregnant. Oh, I say, okay, are they visiting or what? She tilts her head. That mom look. Well, we offered them the guest room, just for a little while, till they find their footing. My stomach sank. Wait, you already invited them. Their family, Tyler, they're struggling. UTF. Didn't even ask me. In the house I paid for, I stayed calm, barely. Fine, temporary, guest room, that's it. She nods like I just agreed to let them move into my veins. 3 days later, it begins. They show up Thursday night. Jason struts in like he owns the place, throws his duffel on my leather couch. Brittany's got her phone out vlogging their new city chapter like this was some cute rom-com intro. Not a thank you, not even a handshake. Just walked in, opened the fridge, and took my last La Croix. I let it slide. First night. Maybe they're tired. Friday morning, Brittany's in the kitchen talking loudly to my mom. I love this space, she says. And the baby's gonna need room. The nursery could go in the master suite, right? My ear twitches. I pause mid-email. Hold up, what? That evening, the ask, aka the audacity. Jason knocks on my door while I'm on Zoom with a client. I mute and step out. Hey man, he says fake casual, so me and Britt were thinking, the guest room's kinda tight, and since you already have an office, I know where this is going. He continues, would you be cool with swapping rooms just while the baby's small? I blink. You want my master suite? Just makes sense, Brittany adds from behind him. It has the walk-in, and the ensuite's perfect for a baby tub. I deadpan. You mean the room in my condo? That I bought, that I pay every F asterisk in dollar for. Jason shrugs. Come on, man, we're family. No, hell no. I shut it down, calm but firm. Use the guest room or get your own place. They looked stunned, like I'd slapped them. Brittany muttered something about me being selfish, and Jason said, this is temporary. You're being dramatic. Yeah, okay. This morning. The real violation. I left for a co-working space. Needed air. Figured I'd come back around lunch. When I did, my hallway looked like a storage unit. My office chair sitting in the damn hallway. My monitor leaning against the wall. I walk into my master suite, and there's Brittany folding baby onesies on my bed. What the F asterisk K are you doing, I ask? She doesn't even flinch. Oh, hey, your stepdad said it's okay to get a head start moving in. Gary signed the POA for minor changes. POA for my property, I'm yelling now. Oh, she says. You weren't here to sign, so Gary did. It's not a big deal. I saw red. This wasn't just rude, it was criminal. I didn't scream, I didn't push, I didn't slam anything. I walked to my closet, grabbed a lockbox I keep for emergencies, opened it, and pulled out every signed document proving full ownership of this place. Then I called my lawyer. And then I printed eviction notices. I handed them the eviction notices that afternoon. Jason laughed like I was joking. You're serious? He asked, glancing down at the paper like it was a prank. Dude, chill. We're not hurting anything. You literally tried to take my room, I snapped. You moved my stuff without asking. You had my chair in the F*** King hallway. Brittany rolled her eyes. It's not that deep. We just needed more space for the baby. I looked straight at her. Then get your own damn place. Jason stepped forward, his tone changing. That's your mother in there. And my dad. You're gonna kick out family. I didn't flinch. If they're co-signing this bullshit, then yeah. They can go too. Brittany started fake crying. Like actual dry sobs, no tears. You're heartless. I'm pregnant. And you're kicking us out. I didn't blink. You're not entitled to my home because you're having unprotected sex. Jason's jaw clenched. Watch it. I stepped closer. No, you watch it. You freeloaded into my home, tried to take my room, used some shady-ass document my mom's husband forged to move in behind my back, and now you want to play the victim. Silence. Just the sound of Brittany sniffing dramatically like she was auditioning for daytime TV. I turned and walked away. I could feel Jason glaring at the back of my head like he wanted to swing. He didn't. Cowards never do when you're not backing down. I locked myself in my office and texted my lawyer, need a rush consult. Room takeover. Possibly fraudulent POA used by non-owner. House in my name only. He replied within minutes. Call me. We're filing tomorrow. The next day, Brittany posted a video. It was on TikTok, of course. Soft music, big eyes, teary voice. When you're pregnant and your brother kicks you out because you just wanted a safe space for your baby, we didn't ask for much. Caption family means nothing to some people. She didn't tag me, but come on, people in Austin know who I am. Someone recognized my condo in the background. Someone else commented, isn't that Tyler from Finrise? By noon, the video had 84,000 views. By 3 p.m., it hit 200K. By dinner, I was getting texts from friends, bro. Are you really kicking a pregnant woman out of your house? I went into damage control mode. Not because I was guilty, but because I'm not letting anyone twist my life into some TikTok sob story. I grabbed my ring light, sat on my patio with downtown behind me, and hit record. Hey TikTok, let's talk about how a pregnant influencer broke into my room and tried to claim it as her own. In the condo I bought and fully pay for. Let's rewind. Then I laid it all out. Oh. How I let my mom and stepdad live with me rent-free. How they invited Jason and Brittany without asking. How I came home to my office chair in the hallway. How a fake-ass POA was used to move her into my room. How Brittany cried on cue the second I said no. And how I filed actual legal eviction notices. Pregnancy doesn't give you a lease. Family doesn't give you a right to steal. Actions have consequences. Posted. Within 12 hours, my video passed hers. 500K views, 80K likes. My comments were full of, UTF, you're a saint for not snapping. Gary's kid sounds like pure entitlement. Brittany's a walking red flag. Please tell me you're suing. I was calm in the video, calm and cold. 'Cause I wasn't mad anymore. I was done. Gary finally came home from his fishing trip the next day. He knocked once and came into my office like it was still 1998 and he had authority over anything I did. Tyler, he said, voice tight. What's this I hear about you kicking Jason and Brittany out? I didn't even look up. It's exactly what you heard. They're family. I turned to him. No, Gary, they're your family. Brittany's not my anything. Jason's never been there for me, never even thanked me. And you let them try to hijack my room using fake paperwork." He raised his voice. "I did what I thought was best." "No," I said. "You did what was easiest. You didn't ask. You just acted in my house." He leaned over my desk. "You're being a damn child." That snapped something in me. I stood up. "You think because you married my mom you get a say in my life? I worked for everything in this place. While your son was getting high behind a bowling alley, I was debugging code at 2 a.m. While Brittany was scamming people with TikTok weight loss tea, I was pitching to VCs." He backed off, surprised. "Here's what's gonna happen," I continued. "You've got 30 days to find a new place. You, Mom, Jason, and Brittany. This condo's mine. You all broke my trust." He clenched his jaw. "You'll regret this." I smirked. "Already do. Should have never let you in." He stormed out. I sat back down, reopened my laptop, and returned to work. That night, Mom knocked. She didn't say anything at first, just stood there in the doorway looking like she aged 10 years in a day. "I didn't know Gary would do that," she said. "I thought he said he was helping." I stared at her. "You didn't ask me either," I said quietly. "You didn't even tell me they were moving in." "I was trying to help them," she whispered. "Jason's been lost. He needs support." "And I don't," my voice cracked. "You think I don't get tired? You think paying for 4 adults and a baby was my dream when I bought this place?" She didn't answer. I continued. "You raised me to be independent, so I built my life without asking for a damn thing. And the second I have something of my own, you hand it away like I'm some selfish landlord." She stepped back. "I didn't mean it like that." "Yeah, well, that's how it felt." She left quietly. And I cried that night. Hard. Not for Brittany, not for Jason, not even for Gary. But for the version of my mom who used to be on my side. The next morning, Jason and Brittany packed their things. No apology, no goodbye. Just passive-aggressive slamming of doors and Brittany filming a final "I guess this is goodbye" TikTok that got ratioed into the ground. I left for brunch with my friend Naomi. When I came back, their stuff was gone. So was the air mattress, half my silverware, and 2 potted plants I know Brittany never bought. Didn't even care. I stood in the empty hallway and just breathed. Then I locked my master suite door, finally. And for the first time in months, I slept with the door open just because I could. A week after they left, the silence in my condo was weird. Not peaceful, just too quiet. Like the kind of silence you get after a bomb goes off when your ears are still ringing. I kept expecting someone to knock on my door, barge in, open the fridge like they paid for it. But nothing. Just me, my coffee, and a view of the city I barely noticed anymore. I didn't feel victorious. I felt drained. Mom hadn't said a word since that night. She was still staying in the guest room, barely coming out, barely making eye contact. Gary, he'd been crashing at a friend's place since I gave him the 30-day notice. We were all walking around like ghosts. Until Friday morning. That's when Brittany's video blew up. Not just viral, mainstream viral. Some gossip TikToker with 4 million followers stitched it with my response video. Called it "Entitled Pregnant Couple Tries to Steal Tech Bro's Condo." She even did a side-by-side breakdown of the walk-in closet from Brittany's vlog and matched it to the real estate listing photos from when I bought the place. Receipts, baby. And the internet ate it up. Memes, duets, commentaries, stitch threads. People recreated Brittany's "We Just Needed Space" line while standing in a damn walk-in freezer. Even BuzzFeed reached out asking if I'd do an interview. I declined. I wasn't trying to ride the drama. I just wanted to live in my damn house. But then the text started rolling in again. From people I hadn't heard from in years. Old coworkers, high school friends, my ex. "Bro, you're all over my FYP. Tyler LMAO, your petty revenge is elite. Wait, is this the same Brittany who sold me fake CBD eye cream in 2021? And then one from Naomi Yo. Brittany's sponsor just pulled her. Look. Attached was a screenshot of some baby product company tweeting, "We are no longer affiliated with Brittany Hart following recent developments." Jason wasn't doing much better. Apparently, he'd tried to rejoin this semi-pro football league, but the team dropped him once the drama hit TikTok. Said they didn't want the PR mess. Karma was collecting and she wanted interest. But I wasn't done yet. Because there was still the matter of the forged POA. See, Gary had tried to justify it by saying I just signed it for convenience, but that's not how legal F*** King ownership works. My lawyer had already filed for an injunction the day Brittany tried moving in. But now we had the documents, the footage, the TikToks. We were pressing charges. I was hesitant at first. It felt heavy, like suing your own family. But my lawyer said something that stuck. If you don't set boundaries with people who cross the line, they'll build a house on your side of the fence. So I let him proceed. Filed under fraudulent misrepresentation and attempted interference with property rights. Not jail time, just enough legal heat to burn the lesson in. And once it hit public records, well, let's just say Gary's little poker group suddenly stopped inviting him. That weekend, Mom finally came out of her room. She looked small. Not physically, just like something inside her had collapsed. She sat on the edge of the couch and stared at the TV, which wasn't even on. I never thought it would go this far, she said quietly. I didn't say anything. She turned to me. I thought we were helping them. You were helping them at my expense, I said. Without asking, without thinking. I trusted Gary. I scoffed. Yeah, well, so did I. Look where that got me. She winced like I'd slapped her. Tyler. No, seriously, Mom. You knew Jason's track record. You saw how he bounced from job to job. You watched Brittany grift on the internet for years. And you still chose them over me. In my own F*** house. I didn't choose them, she said, but her voice cracked halfway through. Then what would you call it? She looked down at her hands. I guess I thought you'd be fine. You always are. That one hit. Because that's the role I'd been playing my whole life, huh? The strong one. The reliable one. The one who doesn't need anything, so it's okay to give his room away, or his silence, or his peace. You know what's messed up, I said. You raised me to be independent. And the second I actually built something for myself, you handed it over to someone who's done nothing. She didn't defend herself. She just nodded. I get it, she said finally. You're right. We sat in silence for a long time after that. And even though she didn't cry, something about that silence felt more honest than any apology could have been. Monday morning, I woke up to an email from the HOA. Apparently, someone had filed a noise complaint against me. Funny considering the loudest thing I'd done all week was reheat dumplings at midnight. Turns out Jason and Brittany were still trying to stir up, probably bitter about the lawsuit. I forwarded the email to my lawyer, rolled my eyes, and went to the gym. But that afternoon, something unexpected happened. I got a call from Gary. Didn't recognize the number at first. Tyler, he said when I picked up, I'm calling to say I'm sorry. I didn't speak. He continued, cooked up. I shouldn't have touched your stuff. I shouldn't have signed anything. I shouldn't have let Jason and Britt pull that stunt. I waited for the but it didn't come. I'm not asking for anything, he said. Just wanted you to know I see it now. I didn't forgive him. But I didn't hang up either. Good, I said. Because next time someone tries to steal from me, I'm not calling a lawyer. I'm calling the cops. He chuckled sadly. Fair. We hung up. That was the last time we spoke. A few weeks later, Mom moved out. She found a little one-bedroom rental nearby. Said she needed space. Said she wanted to earn back some trust. She didn't take any furniture. Didn't ask for money. Just packed quietly and left a note on the fridge. Thank you for the roof. I forgot what it cost you. I won't forget again. I didn't cry, but I stood in the kitchen for a long time. Reading it. Rereading it. Trying to figure out when exactly my family stopped being mine. The condo felt different now. Not just quieter. Lighter. The master suite was mine again. I'd repainted it, switched out the curtains, burned some sage because Naomi swore by it. I'd even turned my office into a small content studio. Started doing TikTok videos, not drama, but stuff like things to know before letting family move in and how I got scammed by a POA. They did surprisingly well. People DM'd me every day. Your story made me feel less alone. Same thing happened to my cousin. Thank you for sharing. I thought I was crazy for feeling this way. And somewhere in all that, I realized something. I wasn't just reclaiming my space. I was reclaiming my voice. People thought I was cold for kicking them out, that I didn't care about family. But here's the truth. I do care about family. I just finally care about myself enough not to be their doormat anymore. I didn't plan on becoming someone who talked about family betrayal online. It started with one video. Just me sitting in my office, still a little pissed, still trying to process it all, saying something like, "Here's how I found out my mom's husband forged a document to let his pregnant daughter-in-law take over my bedroom in a condo I bought." Boom, 700K views. And then came the comments. Hundreds, thousands. Not trolls, not hate. Real people with stories like mine. My sister moved in and never paid rent, then tried to evict me. My mom let my cousin live with us for free, but made me pay utilities. My uncle guilted me into co-signing on a loan, then ghosted me after he defaulted. It was like I'd pulled the pin on a silent grenade inside the internet's collective soul. Everyone had a version of Jason, a version of Brittany, a version of that feeling you know the one being used because you can handle it. So I kept making videos. Nothing dramatic, no screaming into the mic, just calm deadpan, sometimes funny, sometimes raw takes. Family doesn't mean free housing. Boundaries aren't disrespectful. Just because you're related doesn't mean they're entitled to your peace. One day, I uploaded a clip called "You're Not Selfish for Reclaiming Your Space." It hit 1 million views in 48 hours. DMs exploded, emails too. Even got an offer to speak at a local panel on financial boundaries and family systems. Didn't take it, not yet. Still felt weird being that guy. But it got me thinking. I wasn't just some dude who kicked out his stepbrother. I was a mirror for people who didn't know they were allowed to say no. It's been 2 months since they moved out. The lawsuit is still ongoing. Gary settled early, paid a fine, signed an agreement not to use my name in anything ever again. Jason tried to act tough, but once we showed the court his TikTok DMs to Brittany about getting the big room without asking, he folded faster than a camping chair. As for Brittany last, I heard she tried launching another brand of mommy influencer stuff under a new name. Didn't stick. The internet doesn't forget. Neither does trust. Mom checks in sometimes, texts mostly. We met for coffee once. She apologized again, not dramatically, just real. Said she's in therapy. Said she's realizing she spent her life overcorrecting for Jason because she thought he was fragile. But in doing that, she admitted, "I treated you like you were made of stone." I didn't know what to say to that. So I just nodded. That was enough. That night, I wrote down something in the Notes app on my phone. Being the strong one doesn't mean you deserve less grace. It means they took yours for granted. I started going to therapy myself. Naomi recommended her guy, Dr. Ellis. Chill dude. Wears Converse with his suit pants. Says bullsh *T in session. I liked him instantly. At first, I didn't think I had anything to talk about. "It's all done," I said. He raised an eyebrow. "You sure?" Turns out I wasn't. We talked about more than just Gary and Jason. We talked about the version of me that never asked for help. The Tyler who got straight A's, who paid his own way, who didn't call home for weeks because he didn't want to burden anyone. The Tyler who didn't even get mad, just silently disappeared from things. You learn to disappear without making noise, Dr. Ellis said, but disappearing doesn't keep you safe. It just makes you easier to ignore. That one hit. I started journaling again. Used to do it back in college, but I let it go once the app exploded and life got busy. Funny how silence can bring you back to the page. One night, I was rewatching an old video from the first week they moved in. You could hear Brittany in the background talking about where the baby crib would go, and Jason joking about finally having a real man's room. I paused it, rewound, paused again. I wasn't watching them. I was watching me. I looked exhausted. The way I smiled was fake. The way I nodded tight, forced polite. It hit me that I'd been unhappy long before they asked for the room. The takeover didn't start at the POA. It started when I stopped being seen. When the people closest to me looked at my generosity and mistook it for obligation. So I started making a different kind of video. Still in my office, still casual. But this one started with, let's talk about being the strong one in a family that only sees you when they need something. I wasn't angry, not in that one. I was tired, and honest, and open in a way I hadn't let myself be even with Naomi or Dr. Ellis. It went viral. Again. But not because of drama. This time, people cried. Comments like, I've never felt more seen, Jesus, this is me. Exactly this. My whole life I thought I was broken for needing space. And in that moment, I realized something I hadn't seen clearly before. The revenge wasn't the eviction. The revenge was healing, publicly, loudly, without shame. I decided to rent out the second bedroom again. Not to family. F***ck that. I listed it on a vetted platform, handpicked a grad student from Michigan moving to Austin for an internship. Her name's Callie. Quiet, clean, pays rent on time. She's chill. We don't talk much, but she always washes her dishes and texts if she's having guests over. 10 tenths. She asked once, is this the place from TikTok? I laughed. Yeah. She smirked. Damn, I saw that. You're kind of a legend. I shrugged, not trying to be. You're like boundary goals. That stuck. I used to think boundaries were walls. Turns out they're actually doors, locked ones, with keys I get to keep. Naomi came by last week, first time in a while. We sat on the balcony with matcha and bagels and watched the city wake up. Damn, she said, leaning back. You look calm. I smiled. Weird, right? Not weird, she said, just new. I'm not used to you being this chill. Neither am I. We didn't talk much after that. Didn't need to. The silence wasn't heavy anymore. It was earned. I think the part that still gets me is how fast people will cross your boundaries the second you stop announcing them. And how long it takes to realize you can walk away without needing to explain why. I'm not bitter. I don't hate Jason, or Brittany, or even Gary. Honestly, I hope the kid turns out okay. Hope Brittany learns how to live without using sympathy as currency. Hope Jason stops thinking the world owes him comfort because he peaked at 22. But I'm done playing rehab center for broken egos. This house, it's mine. This piece, also mine. I built this life with 2 a.m. anxiety ramen packets, pitch decks, and prayers. I'm not letting anyone take a square inch of it again without earning it. The last thing I'll say is this. If you're reading this and you feel that familiar ache, that low-grade betrayal that's so quiet you almost think you imagined it, don't gaslight yourself. It's real. They saw what you gave and thought they could take more. You're not selfish for pulling back. You're not cruel for saying no. And you're not broken for needing a space where you matter first. Remove title. ChatGPT said I was cleaning out a drawer in the office when I found it. A yellow envelope. No return name, just my address scribbled in my mom's handwriting. No idea how long it had been sitting there. Probably slid in during one of her silent coffee runs when I was in a meeting or editing videos. I hesitated before opening it. It wasn't like I was expecting anything dramatic, just didn't think I had it in me to read another half apology or list of justifications. But curiosity won. It always does. Inside was a letter, a real one. Ink, pen, shaky handwriting, not typed. Just one folded sheet of paper. It started like this. Tyler, if I say I'm sorry one more time, it's going to sound empty. So I won't say that. Instead, I'm going to tell you something I should have told you a long time ago. I sat down. You were always the easy one. The kid who didn't cry unless he was really hurt. The one who brought home his own permission slips and already had them signed. I didn't realize I built a habit out of relying on that. I could hear her voice in my head reading it. That calm, soft tone she always used when she didn't want to cry. When you offered us the condo, I saw it as a blessing. I didn't stop to think it came at a cost. I forgot that even blessings can be exhausted. And when Gary said Jason needed help, I trusted him more than I trusted your silence. That was my mistake, not seeing that your silence was you speaking. God damn. I let other people take from your cup because I thought it would always refill. But I didn't see you were running dry. I saw your success and thought you didn't need protection. But I was wrong. And I think I made you feel like the only way to get space was to push us out completely. I can't change how it played out. But I can tell you this, whatever space you take from here on out, you won't have to fight for it with me. There was no dramatic close, just her name. No love, no mom, just Denise. It should have made me feel better. It did, a little. But mostly it made me feel hollow. Because damn, if she'd said that 2 months earlier, maybe we wouldn't be here. Maybe this story would have ended in hugs and therapy and boundaries we all respected. But life's not a Hallmark movie. Sometimes you get closure too late to do anything with it. I didn't reply right away. I needed time. Instead, I kept doing what I'd been doing, working, creating, talking to strangers on the internet about things I'd never said out loud to anyone growing up. Things like, what do you do when your family only remembers you when they need a ride or a loan? What if the only time you feel noticed is when you say no? Is it okay to love people from a distance they don't get to close again? Those hit hard. Comments rolled in like therapy group confessions. My mom only calls when rent's due. My brother stole from me and my dad still asks me to be the bigger person. I went no contact and haven't slept this well in years. I read them all. Hearted some, responded to a few. There's something holy about being seen, even by strangers. Gary never reached out again. Neither did Jason or Brittany. But I did get a letter from their lawyer, nothing nasty, just confirmation they wouldn't contest the fraud settlement. The POA stunt would stay buried under civil court dust, and they'd agree not to make further contact. Honestly, that was enough. I didn't want vengeance. I wanted peace that couldn't be interrupted. Naomi said it best, you're not bitter, you're just done. And I was. I didn't need Brittany to make a public apology video though, LOL, if she ever does, I will be watching. I didn't need Jason to show up on my doorstep with flowers and tears and a changed man speech. I just needed them gone. And they were. The condo's vibe changed. Not suddenly, but gradually. I started leaving doors open again. Music played louder. Lighting got warmer. I added a new plant to the living room, a big leafy one Callie helped me pick out. We named it Closure. Not even kidding. One night, she caught me just staring at it and laughed. You okay, Tyler? Yeah, I said. It's just wild how something can take up space, and instead of draining you, it makes everything feel better. She grinned. People should be like that. Damn, she's 23 and already wiser than half my family tree. I thought about sending Mom a plant. As weird as that sounds. Not as a peace offering, more like a marker, a signal, that something had grown out of this mess. I didn't send one, not yet. But I started drafting a letter. Didn't write Mom at the top. Didn't say I forgive you. Just wrote, here's what I've learned from all this. Boundaries aren't just about saying no. They're about making room for the yeses that matter. I don't hate you. I just love myself more than I used to. And for the first time, I don't feel bad about it. I haven't sent it, but it's there. And sometimes that's enough. It's weird how your life can flip inside out and still look the same on the outside. Same couch, same balcony view, same old coffee mugs. But I'm different now. Not louder, not meaner, just whole. Less likely to flinch when someone asks for something, more likely to pause before I say yes. I've started calling it earned generosity. You want a favor? Cool. Let me check what I have left. Because I'm not pouring from an empty cup anymore. And I damn sure don't pour for people who never bring a cup of their own. Last weekend, I got a text from a follower. Not someone I knew. Just a username and a message. Hey, I finally moved out. After 3 years of being used and guilted and drained by people I thought loved me. Your story helped. Thank you. I sat with that one for a while. Because that's the thing. We think revenge means ruining the other person's life. Sometimes. It just means reclaiming yours.